They strict to a doctor, they don't know if they're talking about. It don't matter because I'm not using it anyway. I'm paying,
Yeah.
right? Hey, you see yourself there. What's that? The camera?
Yeah.
Oh, the apartment looks really nice from the camera. It's more better in camera than person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay, here to talk about the latest hip hop news and hip hop beefs, and that is the beef between Megan the Stallion and Nicki Minaj. In the red corner, you have Megan the Stallion, and in the blue corner, you have Nicki Minaj. And how this beef, hey Lisa, what's going on? How the beef is getting ugly. This beef initially started way back in 2022 when Nicki was pregnant. Nicki was pregnant, and Megan the Stallion allegedly, and this is all alleged, this is something that Nicki said on her radio show. Allegedly, they were out partying because, as you guys recall, it was Nicki Minaj who put her feature, according to her, for no money on that summer hot summer girls song that Meg did. So basically, gave her the rub, if you will, and gave her the enhancement, you know, the cosign, if you will. So she's alleging that during that time she was pregnant with her son, and Megan told her to take a drink. And she said, "Don't worry about it. You'll go to the clinic later on and take care of it." And Nicki got mad offended. So after that, Nicki released a song dissing Megan when she talked about horses. She said, I don't fuck with horses because of Christopher Reeves or some shit like that. Basically, implicitly getting at Megan. Now, Megan has released a song called Hiss, getting at Nicki Minaj. Because Nicki Minaj, on another song, apparently said something about Megan's parents. And in the song, Megan don't mention no names. She doesn't drop names. It's not like a lot of other rap songs in history, such as Hit 'em Up, where you hear rappers drop names. But she says, these hoes worry about Megan. They need to worry about Megan's Law. And Megan's Law, of course, is a law passed in 1994 about this little girl named Megan who was victimized by pedophiles, and is of course a reference to not only Nicki's husband, Kenneth Perry, but a reference to her brother, Jelani Minaj, or Mirage, whatever. I know that's just her stage name. But anyway, a reference to both of them. You know, Nicki's association with pedophiles. So then Nicki comes back with her diss, Bigfoot, getting at Megan's parents. Once again, talking about Megan's parents. Now, keep in mind, Nicki's father also passed away recently from a car accident, being run over by a car, but she don't want Megan to mention that. So she makes this song, which is pure garbage, this Bigfoot song. Again, talking about Megan's size, talking about Megan's size of Megan's feet, and alluding to the fact that Megan lied during the Tory Lanez case. So just this morning, as Lisa was telling me, something that I didn't even realize, the Barbs said they were going to pay a visit to Megan's family's gravesite. Now, that is totally inappropriate. Whether you like Nicki or whether you like Megan, we don't want the fans to get involved in such a violent way, especially desecrating someone's gravesite. And if that were the case, then the Megan the Stallion fans should do the same thing to Nicki's father. But they're not. Because in hip hop, we have had a long history of rap beefs, obviously. Rap beefs go back to the very essence of hip hop. It's one of the four elements of hip hop. It is basically hip hop, battling, MCing, breakdancing, graffitiing, and DJing, right? the four elements that initially started hip hop. And we've had great battles throughout the history. We've had Kumo D and LL Cool J. We've had Kumo D and Busy B. We've had the real Roxanne and Roxanne Shante. We've had Marley Martin, the Juice Crew, and KRS-One. No Vaseline, Ice Cube when he left the NWA, hit him up back to back, Ether, and of course, Sheether. Now, that track that Nicki released, pure trash. You know what I mean? This battle, in my opinion, is finito because and Dunzo because Nicki cannot come back with nothing. As we saw in 2017, Nicki Minaj's battle rap skills are trash. We don't need to call Remy Ma back up to do yet another Sheetha embody this girl. Nicki Minaj is a pop rapper. She's outsold any other female rapper. I give her that, even though she stole Little Kim's swag, you know. But she's always in beef. She had beef with Miley Cyrus at the Video Music Awards. She had beef with Iggy Azalea. She had beef with Cardi B back in 2 or 3 years ago when they fought each other in the club after the motorsport incident. You know what I mean? She has had tons of beefs over the years. It's like even when she was on American Idol, she had beef with Mariah Carey. That was well known. Nicki Minaj just stays in beef. She's kind of like Tupac and kind of like 50 Cent in that way. So, but as far as this track, these two tracks, man, as soon as that Bigfoot track dropped, people were like, yo, you got to come harder than that, Nicki. Hell, it makes me think that Nicki wrote the 2015 rap beef between her ex-boyfriend Meek Mill and Drake. Because a lot of the lyrics that Meek Mill came at Drake with is like the shit she came at Megan with. You know? So she got to come correct if she really wants to. Oh, Lisa is talking about Megan's Law. Apparently, no one on Twitter knew about Megan's Law. Father of 7-year-old Megan uh, Karanka, who's deaf inspired. Yeah, Megan's Law is unhappy with the rapper's lyrics and referencing the law. I mean, hey, I sympathize with the father, but if the shoe fits, where we're talking about Nicki Minaj associating with two weirdos, funny style dudes, her husband and her brother that are pedophiles, you know, and that law is to protect kids from pedophiles, uh, you know, protect kids from Nicki Minaj's husband and brother, man, you know. And she also referenced R. Kelly. She said these hoes be dancing R. Kelly. I mean, can you get any clearer than that? She just, without mentioning a name, talking about they're obsessed with me like Mariah Carey, without mentioning no names. And this is the brilliance of the track. No names mentioned, but she obliterates her without just alluding to her. You know what I'm saying? She didn't call her out. Nicki made her shit hella obvious because who is 5'10" in the rap industry that's a female with big ass feet? It got to be Meg the Stallion. You know what I'm saying? So, the father can't do anything. Megan Kranka's father. Nah. If anything, it calls attention to the problem that the whole law is trying to solve, which is pedophilia. Which is a huge problem in the world today. We saw it with the Habadnik tunnels. We saw it with Jeffrey Epstein's island. We saw it with Vince, McMahon, his thing, even though his girl was like, sexual assault in general, not just even pedophilia, but sexual assault in general. You know what I mean? It's a big problem in the rap industry, big time. R. Kelly. And Nicki hates to be called out on it, but it's the truth. You married a man that is funny. You know what I'm saying? That is a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be called out on it. Don't marry this man. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. And that'll be something that people will always hit you with. That you will never be able to escape. You will never be able to live down in the rap industry. Every female and even some guys that you battle with will hit you with that because that is something that nobody respects. You know what I mean? Being associated or being married to somebody like that. And having a brother like that on top of that, dang. That's a real pile on. And that was around the time that people really started to lose respect for Nicki. You know what I mean? Because at one time, I give Nicki her props. I give her flowers. She was for 10 years plus, at least, or for 5 of the 10 years, she was the best female rapper in the game. But as time went on, you had the Cardis come out, you had the Megans come out, now you got the Ice Spices, the Sexy Reds, all these other girls coming out. And yeah, they're inspired by them. Yeah, she didn't have to mention uh, Megan's mom. I agree with that. I mean, that was below the belt, but she only mentioned Megan's. Well, no, she actually mentioned Megan's mom before Megan mentioned uh, Kenneth Perry and her brother. You know, and if people are not careful, this could get ugly and this could be harmful for both camps. You know what I mean? So hopefully they just keep it on wax. Hopefully they just keep it hip hop, and hopefully they just go back and forth lyrically. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that. I think that's what hip hop was made for. But when you go to it has to be certain limits put on what a rapper can and should say. The problem with the Biggie and Tupac beef was it went too far. Biggie and Tupac, especially Tupac, he started to say things that were complete violations, complete um, things that were out of bounds for even a rap beef. And it got ugly. And it got ugly because, no, we don't. You know, because these rappers have camps. They have people that follow them around. They have fan bases that are crazy, like the Barb's wanting to go to Megan's mom's grave, doing things that are inappropriate. You know what I mean? Things that are just out of bounds when it comes to uh, beef. Keep it on record, man. Nas and Jay-Z did that. You know what I mean? Cannabis and LL did that. Um, Lots of other rappers did that. That's the nature of hip hop, but keep it on wax. Don't let it get beyond that. Don't mention, and even when we rap battles in school back in the day, people would always say, don't mention people's moms or people's families that deceased or people's ethnicity. Because once you get to that level, now you're violating them, and now you'll probably cause a physical altercation that can end in a fight or worse for you. And it has to be looked at the same way in a professional setting. You know what I mean? Because what then? You know what I mean? Another Biggie and Tupac situation, another chance for hip hop, haters of hip hop, people that hate hip hop, and people that, quite frankly, hate black people. You know what I mean? To look at it like, oh, there goes two black women beefing at each other, uncivilized, right? Look at them. They can't even behave themselves. They can't even come out with records without battling each other. You know, it makes the people in the community look bad. You know what I mean? Just like it did with the Biggie and Tupac situation, just like it did with Game and 50 not so long ago, going on a little of 19 years ago, actually, when they had their fallout when Game left G Unit in the shootout at Hot 97. This kind of stuff makes hip hop look bad. You know what I mean? And, and by extension makes us as people of color look bad because it fulfills the stereotype that they already have of us, that we are uncultured, that we are violent, and we don't know how to get along, and all we do is fight with each other, and all we do is kill each other. And when something happens, this is completely off topic, but this is related. When something happens um, with the police, right? The racist, both white and non-black POC, will come and say, "See, you want us to believe that Black Lives Matter, but y'all don't even value Black lives because y'all beef over some song lyrics, or y'all beef over some disrespect on some internet shit, some Twitter fingers, as Drake would put it. So how you want us to value Black life? How you want us to buy into the rhetoric that Black Lives Matter when y'all don't even buy into it? Because you see, white artists, so-called white art musical artists, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's competitiveness in rock and roll. I'm sure there's competitiveness in country. Hell, the media spent over 10 years hyping up the rivalry, so-called as it were, between Katy Perry and Lady Gaga, right? All throughout the 2010s. You had the naughtiness of Lady Gaga, the crazy and the ostentatiousness of Lady Gaga, versus the all American girlness of Katy Perry. But Katy Perry and Lady Gaga didn't go to blows. They didn't have their crew do shootouts. They didn't have their fans go to deceased family members' website, on grave sites, wanting to cause trouble. They didn't do any of that. They just had a musical rivalry. They were just competitors within the same genre of music. The Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, did they shoot up clubs? No. Did their crews beef with each other and rumble with each other when they saw each other on site in freaking the mall? No, they didn't. Chances are probably Lance Bass was friends with Jay-Z Chazé, and friends with Joey Fatone, friends with Brian Luttrell. You know You know what I'm saying? Keep it civilized. We can be competitors. That's the nature of capitalism, is competitiveness. But you don't have to take it to a umpteen level that's going to make the genre and the people look bad. You know what I'm saying? Understanding born is today's mathematics. 3-1. You gotta understand that your actions have consequences. And consequences not just for you, but for the entire music industry, for the entire hip hop industry, and by extension, the entire community, especially for women. Because right now, you have a lot of people that are not just racist, but are also misogynist, that portray women as being too emotional, as portraying women as not being logical enough, and popping off at the simplest level of disrespect. I'm not saying take the disrespect lying down, especially when it comes to Megan and her mom. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to take that disrespect lying down. But what I am saying is think before you act. Keep it on wax. Keep it professional. And think what you say, because your words have consequences. As the Bible says, there is power in the tongue. Oh, yeah. Well, mentioning Megan's mom is too far. That's a personal attack. You know, Megan's mom may have nothing to do with this beef. You know what I'm saying? In a way, Kenneth Perry ain't have nothing to do with this beef neither. But Nicki has to understand, again, associating with those weirdos and funny style people is gonna pedophiles, people that nobody likes, people that nobody respects, is going to get you called out. That's just a reality, and you associate with them publicly. Now, yes, your brother, how can you really denounce him, right? He's your brother, right? But you married a pedophile. You had a child with a pedophile. So people have to question your sense of judgment, Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Your discretion. How smart are you marrying this man, knowing his background, knowing his criminal background, checking his criminal papers? Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Lisa, for contributing. I don't have anything else to say. Lisa, you got something else to say on this topic? All right, all right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to see when my next video is coming out. Peace. Love you guys. I'll be doing another Vince McMahon video. I found out some more craziness about Vince. You know, that will details of the case that will blow your mind. Lisa says she was a Nicki fan, not anymore. I bought her the first album for Christmas in 2010, the original Pink Friday. Anyway, and she loved it, and I love Nicki too because I was a Nicki fan. I would, man. Her Drake and Wayne are still the Avengers. They, even though I don't respect who Nicki chose to associate herself with, when her Drake and Wayne do a song together, when they ever do a song together, like when they did Only or when they did Truffle Butter, I'm always there for it because they're the Avengers, man. They're the triple threat. When they get on a song together, they always kill it, those three. I know, and by extension, I used to love Nicki, man. Bedrock was one of my favorite songs in 2009. People don't understand how I was a fan of Lil Wayne since he came out with Cash Money Millionaires back in the late 90s. And then when he branched out on his own and he made his own record label, and he was dropping bangers, and he was ruling the whole late 2000s. Then he brought out Nicki and he brought out Drake, two of the most successful music artists of the 2010s. I was loving it, but Drake and Nicki make poor choices, so sometimes it becomes hard to like them because of the choices that they make in their personal lives. Just like tying it in to Vince, to Vince, same thing. You know, huge fan, but it becomes hard to like somebody that makes personal choices that you don't agree with or you consider as reprehensible and out of bounds and foul. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to see my next videos coming out. Love y'all.